Hello, my name is Zhatelier, and welcome back for another episode of Valhalla Vanguard in Aurora 4X. And, well, there's been a bit of a time skip again. In previous episode we had the precursors attack us in Munin, but now we are almost at year 74. And first of all, we're gonna have to go through some of the things that I've been doing in the meanwhile. Do a little bit of a recap, and then there is a reason why I decided to bring you in here instead of when we activate the invaders. Right, so first of all, we've been doing a fair bit of exploration, and in Thiassi over here, which is actually about the same distance from Humir as Siofan, which is to say the planet that had a lot of alien ruins. Well, in Thiassi there was also a small ruin, but that's only tech level 1, so we're not gonna get much out of it. But it's still a nice find, and there was a lot of minerals in there, so that's something that we will inhabit at some point. Then the colony in Alta has finished their terraforming. Well, at least so that it's completely habitable, which is pretty good. And in the Lodur, we've been transferring some people in there, but nothing too bad. Also, we've been doing a lot of surveying around in a lot of places. We found some precursors in Cedar, but yeah, the survey ship, which was actually Axelian, got destroyed unfortunately, but we have, I believe, done a bit another Axelian, so it's not that bad. Or another survey ship named Axelian. Anyway, then I think that's about from the survey. There hasn't been too much important stuff there. We haven't really found any interesting loops yet or anything like that. There was a small loop there, but that's about it. Then if we have a look at the... Actually, let's go through the class designs. So we've redesigned the Athean spikes and all that, and now we have managed to make it so that we can build the awesome class sensor ships and the Halvar class mine layer ships from our existing shipyards, which is very good. It did require a bit of fine tuning, so basically I had to make an awesome class point defense ship, which then is able to build both the missile destroyer sensor ships and then also the regular point defense ships, so Athean 3s. To begin with, which it now has a bit faster turret, 20,000 kilometers per second tracking speed for both the fire control and the turret itself, which is not too shabby. Also, the sensors have been updated a fair bit, and the speed is now 7,500 kilometers per second. So yeah, that's the majority of it. It doesn't have any passive sensors at this point, but I figured that I'll probably be using mostly the actives at this, or from now on anyway, so it's probably not that bad. Then we have the Awesome class sensor ship, which has rather long sensors. Also has 8 size 3 missile launchers, so it'll be able to fire a lot. Also, actually, does it have more than one magazine? Decent bit of let's actually have a... Oh, it does have 2 magazines. Okay, so it can keep on firing for a while. And yeah, it has very good sensors. The sensor strength or resolution 100, the range is almost 400 million kilometers. So yeah, it will be able to spot anything pretty far, and even the smallest missiles will be able to spot them from 2.1 million kilometers away. So that will give us a lot of room to work with in missile defense as well. And then we got the Halvar, which is basically 12 size 6 missile launchers, a lot of magazine capacity, and close-in weapon systems and stuff like that. It's not meant to just go around and shoot set mines on jump points and then move to the next one and set jump points. And since it only has one type of missile launcher, this will work perfectly well. doesn't have a huge capacity of mines right now, but it is enough to do at least 6 sets of mines without reloading, so to speak. Then we redid the cruiser design a little bit, added in bigger lasers, and to be fair, that's mostly it, really. Also, we updated the... Actually, no, we didn't update the turrets for this one. We have the B variant, which has the updated ghost turret for 20,000 kilometers per second. We also lowered the amount of breach beam fire controls down to 1 to save a little bit of room and all that. And then, well, we updated the fighters to go 20,000 kilometers per second as well. Updated all the civilian ships, and then we have Mjolnir, which is a missile defense base. This was basically my idea for something that I will go into deeper later, but basically planetary defense center for missile launchers. It has 16 /6 missile launchers. A rate of fire is 20 seconds, so it will be able to fire rather quickly. Then, actually, we still haven't made the Chameleon ship one way or another. Then, of course, the Them class orbital weapon platforms. Now, I do realize that the fire control and the actual tracking speeds do not match right now, because this was done before I had the current tracking speed. I haven't bothered doing an updated fire control for them. Then on the spikes, not much. I mean, we just updated the engines, really. That's about it, and some of the sensors, but nothing drastic here. And yeah, that's about it, actually. Of anything noteworthy. So we can now close that one. And then our population in Alta is now already over 20 million, and in Mimir the manufacturing efficiency is now 27%. Consider that it used to be at 13% or something like that at one point, maybe even lower. So it's doing a decent recovery there. And we have gone through all of the installations there, which is a bit unfortunate. Then Jarnvester has a fair bit of available workers. It doesn't have much of an industry yet, but it will be a hub in its region in Alfheim eventually. But right now, well, potentially, not eventually, because we don't know. We're pretty close to having the invaders pop in. So yeah, it is very possible that we get destroyed by them. And besides that, once the invaders arrive, I probably won't be playing too much longer, because while I'm recording this, the Chief Start version is not quite out yet, but I'm pretty sure that it will be out in like today or tomorrow while recording this. And yeah, I mean, the colonies are doing pretty well. We've started expanding some of the mines. For example, the Valhalla mine, the primary mine, is now 100 auto mines, and all things in Valhalla are being shipped here with mass drivers. So yeah, it has a bit of a stockpile, including 13,000, actually almost 14,000 tons of calcite. Then in Thiassi we have the abandoned installations. There was only 36. We've gotten one fuel refinery out of there already. I hope to get some infrastructure so that I don't need to ship them myself, because the colony cost is rather low actually here. It's only 79 infrastructure per million people, which is actually not a lot. And the only reason why there is that is because the temperature is a bit low. But other than that, yeah, it's perfectly fine. There was actually a wreck on the orbit of this planet, which we salvaged. Nothing useful, to be fair, but we did salvage that. And then, I mean, that's most of it, I suppose. Also in Thrall we've started expanding a lot of mining here. I mean, this planet itself is insanely good for mining. Like the total accessibility has all the resources, accessibility of 0.81. So yeah, with the 42 mines we're already mining almost 7,000 tons per year. Of course it has low gravity, so we can't actually get population here. But we can still get a lot of minerals, which we are shipping back to Valhalla each time we bring in more mines from Valhalla. And then on the shipyards, not much has happened. We are building a fair bit of ships right now, including 3 cruisers. One of them is apparently called Palthan. Probably butchered that name as well. I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna go with it. And yeah, we've been building a lot of ship components and such, and maintenance supplies and all that. We don't have a huge amount of fuel right now. Well, actually, we do have 26 million. And we are researching. I mean, we did get the internal fusion drive engines already, which is why we updated all the ships. And we're currently getting the fuel production. Well, that's gonna be a bit later, I suppose. But we are getting it. And yeah, we've gotten a fair bit of things. But anyway, the reason why I brought you here is because I've decided that our ally having the sensors constantly on and spotting our ships and scanning our ships and all that is going to slow down the game a bit too much. And I don't want the game to be too sluggish once we go into fighting the invaders. So I brought in my fleet, the Strike Force 2, which has a fair bit of things. It has 2 flagships and 4 other cruisers. It has 1 sensor ship. Then it has 6 spikes, 10 Athenians, 1 collier / supply ship, 2 Rommels, and 2 lead Kazoo Raptors, which means that they have sensors, not weapons, and then 8 Kazoo Raptors, which have railguns and no sensors. Of course, the lead Kazoo Raptors also have a bit higher armor. But anyway, my idea is that we're going to do a surprise attack on them. I mean, we've gotten few technologies from them, but I think we are way above their level in terms of technology anyway, so they'll be getting a lot of things for us, and not the other way around. But yeah, we got a decent bit of stuff. We've already charged our shields, and we are about ready to start firing. I mean, we are currently sitting at the moon, which leaves us with 120,000 kilometers range to them. So what I'm gonna do, and I hope that this goes well, I'm not entirely sure though. I'm gonna go hostile. Stop trade and basically stop everything. And we can probably unassign the diplomatic team as well. Which means that if we select the combat, we can now start firing upon the enemies here. So I think what we're gonna do... I don't actually... Oh, and another thing, before we do this, we do have troops on the ground there, so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna do it through here. Okay, good, that was the correct one. So ground units, initiate ground combat attack. There we go, so we got 16 battalions ready to attack, which should be plenty. Now, I'm not entirely sure how long they'll have to wait until they actually start fighting. Potentially for a while. But anyway, now let's start assigning some of the targets here. Actually, I'm gonna... Oh, right, start with that. Alright, okay, so we need to assign that, and then same location. I'm guessing that works? More or less. And then... I'm actually going to use both of those to the same one. At least on the first one. Then you will fire on... I don't know, Colossus maybe? A pretty large thermal. So assign target for that. Then spikes. What should we fire upon? Not the population, I don't think, but they don't have a huge ground force either. 25. So I think it's about 2 units, so do like a 1 garrison, maybe 1 mobile or something like that. Right, so anti-missile missiles, no, we're not going to give you a target there. Let's have a look. The upholders, I'm pretty sure that are just civilian vessels. Fairly large, not huge thermal, or large thermal, but not very high top speed, so that is what is my deduction. And maybe tribal for that one. Okay, so we will be firing on a lot of targets there. We're not going to send our fighters out yet. I don't think. Oh, right, and awesome, you need to select a target as well. So how about you start firing upon... Convoy. I think that will be fine. Right, and current fleet... open fire. Right, so next thing we need to set up these. We already set these up more or less, but what we can do, I mean, the Seathems are technically designed to be point defense platforms, basically, for a civilization or shipyard or something like that. Which reminds me, we'll probably lose the shipyards that we have here. Well, not necessarily. If we can push out the enemy fleet away, then no. But if they... well, we'll see. Anyway, how about you start firing on that, and multiple targets on each Seathem, or different targets on each one of them. There we go, so that is set. We do have some Ansangs here, but it would be a suicide to send them out. On the other hand, the fighter bases themselves might be a bit of a ugly target in there. Now, we do have an explorer at the population as well, which is going to be destroyed most likely. But there's not much I can do about that. But anyway, we've set up the targets. Let's hope for best. It's like a 5-second increment. It's probably going to take a little bit here. Right. Okay, there's a lot of fire delays. Hostile contacts. I'm pretty sure that they now consider us enemies, which I'm not surprised. Right, I mean, we've assigned them as hostiles, right. Transponders, no, actually they are considering us hostiles as well. We lost all the transponder contacts and targeting. Okay, so at least the lead cruiser managed to hit, okay, for 1 hit point. And the smaller ones are just out of range. Okay, missiles launched. Because the missiles have not hit anything yet, I don't think. But yeah, I think what we're gonna have to do is actually Oh, another thing that I've done to make sure that the lag isn't too bad is I've stopped the orbital tracking for, or like orbital movement is the word, for everything. Just so that, just try to keep all the lag potentially relatively low anyway. Right, so let's take another 5 seconds. There's going to be probably a lot of explosions next. And we probably won't be able to see much. Also, that reminds me, we don't have the event log open because we just closed it instead of moving it around. Okay, that's actually... Okay, chance to hit. Target speed 0. Some of the lasers are hitting. Okay, so the fighter base is taking most of the damage there. And then the... okay. Fighter base got destroyed. And that destroyed all the unsunks inside. Oh well. I'm gonna have to not show you events anymore. Now they are sending in their ships. No, I think that... it might be ships. It might be ships. So what we're gonna have to do is... let's see, contact. Which one is the quickest? I wonder. Right, so I can't really see the stuff here. But it would be... that's the locks. Probably, so we're gonna follow that. From 75,000. It will take a little while to actually realize the orders. Let's take another 5-second increment here. I could have enabled the space-time bubble, actually. Right, so the Cethems are being destroyed there, okay. Groundburst nuclear detonate, oh god. Right. Okay, so we lost the Explorer as well. And the Cethems are being shot down rather rapidly. Okay, we're gonna have to increase the amount of messages shown. Okay. Starship missiles... I mean, those are the old missiles, actually, so they're not doing all that great. I don't think we've actually destroyed any of their ships yet. Oh, there's some missiles coming in. Luckily, we spotted them, so it's not going to be that hard to actually get rid of them. I think... hold on. We zoom in a little bit closer, so we can see missiles over there. And I think what is happening is that the... right, so we got Cethem Rex, longbow over there. Let's have a quick look at the ground troops. How they started shooting them. Oh, I think they destroyed our colony. because we don't have that one anymore. Right, so how about the ground units here? Readiness seems to be still pretty good. So I don't think that's been the problem. Right, but it would actually appear that we are out of time for this episode. So, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.